Okay, so we're saying goodbye to the 323. So new video time. Don't know which way we're going with this video, but we'll find out. So now with an empty garage, I need to make the call. The rx7, I spent a lot of time on that recently. It still needs a tune, but it is going to get some work done on it. So it will be out here for a couple months, but that's not leaving in for about another 3 or 4 weeks. So there's an option to bring that back and do little things. I don't know. But the other option is to bring the rx7 home. Now, the problem with that is, even though I've been wanting to work on it for a long time now and I've been gathering parts for it, is that once it's in here, it's stuck in here. So going full EFI on it is a lot of work, and the bank account doesn't quite match the amount of work that I need at the moment. So I run the risk of having that stuck in here, and if another car arrives, we're back to a 2-car garage in here, which is tight, or we just have to work around it. So First port of call is to go get some parts for the rx7 and just go from there. So just down here at the local pick apart, and this place is closing down, believe it or not. So the rx7 that I saw here the other week is now long gone. It's been crushed. So I was chasing a window motor, not the regulator. So I got this out of an Atenza, so hopefully it works. All the images that I could see on Google, they look exactly the same, but different numbers, but we'll make it work somehow. Yeah, what a shame this place is closing. So it's been a couple of days now, and I'm still deciding which one of these I'm bringing home. I'm leaning directly into this one. I've got a lot of work to do to this, and the sooner I get it started, the better. So what do I have to do? Got to put the alternator back on, because I did pull the alternator off to put onto this. So the alternator that was on this is now going to go on this, so I can get it home. But yeah, I really want to get stuck into this. So I've got to put the alternator on this, and on this car here, last weekend at Club Fest, I had no power window. So I got that other part from Pick Apart, so we'll see if that works. So I'll quickly slap that in, and if it starts, then we've got the big car shuffle. Get this one out to get that out, put this one back in, all with one battery. So good times. Okay, so now off to the best starts. I've just taken the door card off, and that's the way this is facing, but the one I took off the other car, which is also on the driver's door, is facing the opposite way, which I can't do. So dumb, maybe, but I'll see if I can get this on anyway and see if it works. Okay, so I've just gone and plugged it up. This isn't going to work. I can't bolt it to this, but what I am going to test, just got the ignition on now. So if I close, yeah, that one's working sweet. Okay, I don't know. This motor wasn't going to work anyway. So now I don't know. I really need to see if there's power going there, but maybe not. Anyway, I'm just going to throw this door card back on. We'll sort this out another time. And yeah, let's get this rx7 out. Okay, so can't do much with this, but window is up now. This one, I've managed to get the alternator back on, but she's a bit of debauchery. I had to find a wash there. It's not sitting great. The spacer, yeah, it'll be enough to get me home. So somehow I need to, start this up, get this out, pull the battery out of it, put it into this, drive this out, and so on, bring this back in and take this one home. It's gonna be good. So mission accomplished. I need to tighten that alternator up on that RX7 a bit more. It sounds like shit. But this will sit here for the next couple of weeks, and then we're moving it to another place for a couple of months. So, bye. So finally, it's back in the shed. Completely different car to drive than the RX8. It's insane. I actually forgot how this car is. It's been 4 months, I want to say, since I've driven it, but still cool. That alternator, yeah, dumb. I will get the one back off the RX8 and put it back on here because that one's polished and all the rest of it. But we have a shit ton of work to do to this. So jumping inside of it. Now, if you've watched my channel long enough, you'll know the story behind this ECU. So, just a refresher, the Camo 323, that alternator that stuffed my RX8, where is it? No, I've kicked it somewhere else. Anyway, that alternator fried the ECU in that car, so I took the ECU out of this one and put it into their car. This one's a lone one. I'm not going to be running that. But I need to sort this wiring. So, at the moment, it's only running the ignition side of things, so just the coils and the CAS. So once we go full fuel injected, I need it to run the injectors. We need air temp sensors. We need this hooked up, which is map sensor. So we need all that done. These switches, they control my pumps and fans. That's gonna not exist after this. It's all gonna be running through the ECU. So that needs to be done. So that's a lot of work there. That wiring is a mess. Fuel pump wise, so originally under here I was going to run two 044s like I've done in the RX8, but that's purely just for looks. What I am going to do now is there is a card of gold which fills up my surge tank. No, it doesn't. It runs to my engine. This fills the surge tank. The card of gold that's underneath the car runs the engine because it's only low PSI. So what we're going to do is I'm going to switch them around so the carder will fill up the surge tank and this is going to run the engine. Then I need to run a return line back to, there's a fitting under here with a cap on it. So I need to run a return line all the way back to there. Then we'll be good for that side of it. So IDA is coming off and it's already been spoken for. So that will move on to its new home, and in its replacement, I've had this sitting around for a long time. Crazy sorted me out this. We're going to be running this setup here, which is an old Maztec. Oh, that injector's no good now. Microtech, Maztec, something. So I'm going to get that polished, but we will dummy fit this up. I just want to check out these fuel rails and what I need to do there. Probably going to cut these off and run AN fittings. Yeah, probably there too. Just make it all look nice and pretty. Now, the ECU to run it, as I said, that one is not mine. So I have a 10C here, which is on a digital dash. Now, this is the same as what I have in the RX8, but for some reason, this will power up, but then immediately shut down. So I'm probably going to have to send this away to get it looked at. Hopefully, it's nothing major. Got the igniter box for it as well, so that's all good. And plugs, doohickeys, stuff like that. A lot of this stuff is for the RX8 as well, like this. What is this thing called? A Mac valve. So that's for the turbo setup on the RX8, which I haven't put in yet. So what I'm going to do now is, as I said, I'll rip that IDA off. We're going to sit the fuel injection on there, muck around with the fuel rails, and then just start going from there. This car is going to be here until reunion, so yeah, any other car that's going to come here is going to have to share the garage with this, which will be interesting. Okay, so basic setup is done. Nothing here is tight. It's just sitting there loose. But accelerator cable is going to work with this funky little bracket. Just needs a little bit of tweaking. I am missing one injector, but we're not running these injectors anyway. There are 1000cc injectors, and I'm pretty sure 2 of them are stuffed. So I'm going to run 800cc injectors on it. But having a look at it over here, everything seems to be all right. The fuel line through here, which I'm going to change, is just sitting just by the strut brace. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. But yeah, that's going to work. So next problem is I don't think that this filter here is going to work anymore. So yeah, I don't know. I might just run bigger trumpets. The red doesn't work anyway, so I was going to change these out. But maybe run black ones with socks on it. I don't know. I still need to stick sewing through the bonnet. But yeah, so that's a good starting point. So now what I can do is start setting up the fuel lines. And next week or so, I'll get a return line, run it all the way to the car, run it all the way back to the surge tank. And that should be the ticket. Okay, moving on. So just having a look at this. So my TPS wiring. Now I'm going to run that probably across here and into the car this way. I'm going to need to take that fitting out of the back of the water pump and run the proper sensor in there, and that should take care of water temp sensor, TPS, and then I suppose the injector wiring loom will be running the same way. Now, air temp sensor, I don't know exactly where to put that in this situation, but I'll do some research and find out. So as I was saying before, I am planning on running that 10C. So this is a LT10S in this at the moment, which doesn't have the CAN something. Yeah. What I want to do is run a digital dash in here at some point in time. Don't have the money for it, but we'll figure that out. So yeah, that's the reason I'm changing that from a 10S to a 10C. Rest of it, AFR, that will stay separate. I think I've got a gauge for my AFR. Maybe I can wire that into the Microtech. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, this is a little bit different to the setup in the RX8, but we'll get there. So pretty much the whole point of working on this car again for a reunion is to actually drive the thing. Usually I just take it to cruise sessions. I couldn't enter it into anything because of the harnesses. I didn't have a harness device. Well, now I do. So I want to get this fuel injected. I want to get it all up and running better. So it can do more than just cruise sessions. We can do roll racing if it's fast enough. We can do grip sessions, stuff like that. Now, I haven't used this car much this year. I think I've taken it on 2 cruises. That's it. So it's all been about the RX8. So next year, with all the events, will be solely in this. And next club festival, which I know is already a year away, I want to put it on the pad. So at the moment, we have open diff, which is dumb. Everyone knows that. But we do have another diff here, which is going to end up with some weld in there. So we'll be running lock diff in the back of this for Clubfest. Maybe a reunion, not sure. But that should be good. So as I said, the whole purpose of this now is to drive the car instead of it being a paperweight in the garage. So yeah, that's the plan for it. And while all this is happening, the RX8 will still be getting worked on. A few little issues with that. Nothing major, I don't think. We need to get a boost controller in there, and we need to get it a tune pretty much now, but it will happen, I don't know, next 6 months or so. It's not going anywhere. It's fine. So it's all good. So this is a bit of a random video. Probably going to end it here, but this is just basically explaining what we're going to be doing for the next few months. A lot of my videos moving forward will be on this car and moving forward with it, but there's still videos I need to do with the RX8. There's still other projects I need to do. Summer Bash is coming up. We'll go along to that and film that, stuff like that. One other car is definitely coming. I don't know if I can say anything about it, but it will be here in the next month, I would like to say, and that's a fairly decent sized job, so that'll be cool. And we still need to go check out another one as well, another project for a guy that we're going to help put back together. But yeah, looking forward to this. Going to be so pumped when it's at reunion. I know it's still 4 months away, but I have a lot of work to do on this, so the faster I get into it, the better. And it needs to be humming at reunion. I can't have a maybe the tune wasn't right, whatever. It needs to be 100% for what we're going to do with it. So I'm excited. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Definitely going to need my mate to come around, repolish these. Oh shit, I still need to do those brakes. But yep, needs to polish that, polish this, that, all of it. He'll be good for it.